preamble of the Constitution, we the people of India has the responsibility of securing justice, liberty, equality. It's just in doing justice is not only the responsibility of the judiciary. So 27 alumni at one city, London, coming together. One thing that I would want to specifically make use of this opportunity to tell my students is please.
Hi everyone, welcome to GNLU Obiter the Law Podcast. I am Devanshu, second year law student at GNLU Gandhinagar. Today we have with us a very special guest. So before starting with the main segment of the podcast, I'd like to introduce you to our esteemed guest, Prof.Dr. Sanjeevi Shanthakumar sir. Sir has done his bachelor's, master's and PhD from University of Madras. Sir has held 8 different positions in different universities across India. Sir is currently managing Gujarat Maritime University and is a director vice chancellor of GNLU Gandhinagar and GNLU Silvassa. With this, let's get into the video. How are you, sir?
Thank you, Devansh. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. I'm really excited about this initiative, especially coming from young students like all of you. This is a much needed initiative which can take the best ideas that can come from the best legal minds to people who are not that fortunate to study in law school like GNLU.
Indeed.
So this is a great initiative. I appreciate you for this initiative and also for giving me this opportunity to share my experiences in the law school and in the legal education field. Thank you, Ms.
So the today's conversation would be divided into 2 segments. In the very first segment, we'll have the segment of Know Your Guest, and in the other segment, we'll talk about Law School and Ahead. So if you do not have any further questions, so I'd like to start with the very first segment. So the first question I'd like to put forward is that we as law students have to deal with a lot of things like academics, moods and other co-curricular activities. And we do have to deal with throughout our law college. And it feels a bit exhausting to keep a balance between them. On the other hand, we have you who has been managing 3 universities, namely GMU, GNLU, Gandhinagar and Silvassa. So what is that key element that always you use while managing them? And what is the key to create a balance between them? And is there any major challenge that you face while creating a management between them?
Yeah, thank you for acknowledging that this is a difficult job that I'm doing. But what I feel is when you are passionate about certain things, like, for example, building a law school, a new law school. So that is a passion. I have in my life as a professor of law has been instrumental in building at least 5 law schools in this country. So with that rich experience, when I came to GNLU and this opportunity of building a new law school at Silvassa was given to me, I felt it happy and then I was more fascinated and excited to do things more than what I'm expected to do. And secondly, uh, how do we manage these things is we need to prioritize things, because of course you can't do justice to all 3 institutions if we mess up things together. But we need to prioritize on what is important, what has to be done today, what can wait till tomorrow. So likewise, the way you guys are managing a semester, you know that when you need to prepare for a mid semester, when you need to submit your assignments, when you need to prepare for your end semester. And I know you are all dealing with more difficult situation than me with the 6 subjects in a semester, writing assignments for 6 subjects, answering examinations for 6 subjects. So comparatively, I don't feel that I'm that hard pressed like the way I see my students at GNLU. So I only would want to say that, if you have a love for what you are doing you don't feel tired. So that is one thing which keeps me going. Second is I seriously prioritize things and therefore I work on the basis or need basis. So what is immediately has to be that it has to be done that way. So what can wait, I can keep that matter waiting so that whenever the time comes, I will do it, attend to it. That is how I think I'm balancing the time between these 3 institutions and the time for my family because personal time is also very important. So that is how we manage. Thank you.
So at the time that you joined GNLU Gandhinagar, it was already a very well-established college in the legal circuit. On the other hand, GNLU Silvassa currently is a blank canvas. So what is your vision with that college, if you can share it with us?
Yeah, more than my vision for that institution, I must share with you. It is the vision of the Honorable Administrator, Shri Praful Patel, who is the administrator for the Union Territory of Dadra Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. Uh, uh, Daman and Dadra Nagar Haveli was predominantly dominated by tribal population, and there prior to him, I think the government was not paying that interest in developing the educational sector in the Union Territory. So it was he who started reaching out to establish institutions to set up their campus. It's not only GNLU. If you look at the Union Territory, they have triple IT, they have NIFT, they have established a new medical college. And when they were thinking of setting up a National Law University, then they thought of taking the support of Gujarat National Law University. So that is how this idea came. So it's not my vision to go out of Gujarat. Actually, it was the vision of the Honorable Administrator of the Union Territory, which vision, I found some value in it. I could see the passion in him in improving the educational landscape of the Union Territory. So I thought that whatever little that we can contribute to achieving his vision. So therefore, we all at GNLU, it's not only me, my entire team, the registrars and all the other faculty members, they were all keenly involved in setting up a new campus without diluting the brand equity that what GNLU is having currently. So that was the only challenge. How do we establish a new institution? And because if it is a totally new institution, you can afford to take certain risks. But here, this new institution also carries the GNLU tag. So people have certain expectations and standards for GNLU in mind, which was the challenge that we ensured that we don't dilute that standard by any means. And today, I'm very happy to say that in the when students are given the choice to indicate their preference of colleges for admission, I was surprised that last year GNLU Silvassa was within the top 10 list. I'm very happy, though it was the last established NLUs out of 23, 24. It was in top 10. So that is the a trend that has been, and largely it's not because of me, it's because of GNLU as a brand. And that is that is what I would want to say with respect to Silvas.
Sir, in philosophy, it is a very well-known phrase that failure precedes success. So could you share any moment of your life where you had a setback and that taught you a very invaluable lesson that had a great impact on you?
I don't think so. Like everyone has to face failure to face success. If you plan it properly, I don't think failure is very essential to reach to success, because in my personal life, I can't think of anything as a failure. Of course, there were setbacks. The certain things did not expect the way I wanted it to happen. I beg to differ that failure should always precede success. No, if you are very meticulous in your planning, if you work hard towards your goals, if you are passionate about doing things, and if you try to excel in whatever you are doing, I don't think you need a failure to become successful. I personally disagree with it, because it did not happen to me in my life. I can't say anything as a failure. As I said, of course, there were certain setbacks. There were certain things which did not happen at the time it should have happened as expected by me, but those things were beyond my control. So I just want to conclude by telling that failure necessarily need not precede success.
Okay, sir. Sir, as we were talking about success, so success for me is a very subjective term. So the position that you currently hold at this point of time in your life is already a very honorable one. What is success for you after holding this position?
Success for me is uh, getting into a position which can create happiness, make a lot of people happy, and to guide and inspire and help young people attain their life goals. I am able to contribute towards all these things. I am able to keep all my colleagues happy. I'm able to ensure and facilitate everything that what can make a student at Gujarat National Law University happy, and they make use of all this opportunity to groom themselves and to become a great professional. So that is what I think brings in happiness for me as the vice chancellor of this university, that I'm able to contribute to many students' well-being and their development as a legal professional. That brings me a lot of happiness as a leader of this.
So legal field is often seen, or rather I'd say misconceived, as a field with rigorous work and a very boring lifestyle. So is there any one instance that you'd like to share with us that can at least change the notion or can break it for the general public?
I don't know how did you get this impression that legal profession is boring. Of course, it's hardworking, definitely. Yeah, I know that people in this profession work very hard because I have been in the legal profession as a practitioner. I have practiced at the high courts. Uh, I know that I had to work at hard hours, especially when you are representing a client, because injustice to a person can happen at any point of time. Legal professionals should also be prepared to ensure that they stand for justice at all points of time. So we can't confine ourselves to an idea of working hours justice delivery system. So we need to actually be prepared to work hard. Work hard in the sense that you will have to be accessible and available at all points of time to ensure that your client's interests are protected by law. So, therefore, hard work, I agree. This profession involves a lot of hard work. But the second part of your question, that it is boring. It is often misconceived to be. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that is true. Probably. That is true. They will see it as that. That is true. It is a misconception that legal profession is boring. Legal profession is very interesting, especially a fight for justice, a fight against injustice is very interesting. You will never feel a boring moment in a court of law or working in a law firm, interacting with your colleagues, with your teammates, researching on some very new theories and philosophies and provisions and case laws. I have never encountered anybody telling me that it's boring. I know people commenting that this is exhausting and it's very tiring. All those things are fine. That's an outcome of the hard work that they do. But I've never heard that somebody telling this profession is boring. And as you said, it's a misconception. It's not boring. It's a very, very interesting profession. It's rather a gold mine, I'm telling you. It's a fantastic profession which can reward you well, depending upon how much hard that you dig. The deeper you dig, the gold you are sure to hit.
Oops. So Raj, we've already had a lot of discussion regarding academia. So I'd like to get a bit ahead of that, and I'd like to ask you a hypothetical question. That if you were to invite any legal historical personality for a coffee, which personality would it be? And what would be the reason for the same?
I would rather would like to sit with Dr. B.R. Ambedkar as chairman of the drafting committee of the Constitution of India in the Constituent Assembly, to understand from his experiences of what made him or them do what they have actually done.
So it is often said with great power comes great responsibility. So we as law students would be vested with a lot of responsibilities once we get out of this college into the real world. So is there any tip that you'd like to give to us, because you yourself have a lot of responsibilities to deal with?
Yeah, the only tip that I would want to give to my students is that be passionate about doing whatever you are doing. Uh, you should start liking it or more loving what you're doing, then it keeps you going. So please do not do something for the sake of somebody else telling you to do something, or don't go by the peer pressure that everybody had joined a firm, that I should also go and join a firm. No, not like that. You had uh, plenty of opportunity during these 10 semesters to intern and learn from various sectors of the legal profession. So by now, by the time you graduate, you should be able to identify where your heart lies. And please listen to your heart carefully, and then take a path. And whichever path, I am sure that it will lead you to success, as long as you are committed to it, you are honest to your heart, and if you uh, pursue your passion very passionately. I think that is the only thing. Rest everything, I know my students at GNLU, they are good at everything that what they are doing. They are multi-talented people. So that is what I will say. Please listen to your heart and do what your heart says. Don't go by the peer pressure. Don't go by what others say. You feel comfortable that whatever you are doing. I've seen a lot of our students excelling in various other spheres of activity. Like I've seen a GNLU alumni shining as one of the best hoteliers. So today it's a very popular brand and a popular food chain that he had created out of his passion for food and that industry. So it's not necessary that you should always end up in litigation, or you should always end up in in a law firm. See, yeah, that student, whom I'm referring to, also had all these options before him, but he pursued his heart and passion, and he felt that I want to do something new. And I'm seeing now, with GNLU having its own legal incubation center, I see right now we are incubating 30 business ideas. And out of 30 business ideas, 20 of them are not something connected directly with law. But I'm sure that with these innovative ideas, with the interest that what they are pursuing, they will definitely do good to the society and to the nation. So that is what, simply follow your heart and do what you like to do in your life. Because if you enter into a field just because you have studied law, it doesn't mean that you should go as a lawyer. Like I also went to experience litigation as a profession, but then after being in the court, after interacting with clients, and after interacting with the judges, with lawyers, with my seniors, then I realized that this is not the place for me. I may be wrong, I may be right, but then my heart said that no, this is not the place you should be. And therefore, I was searching what will suit me. Then I realized that I'm good at explaining things, I'm good at teaching. So I was, in fact, during my student days, I was, as a peer tutor, I used to explain certain things for my juniors, even to my batchmates, certain things. And then I got some instant recognition from them, that everybody praised that I could pass because you helped and you taught us, you explained these things. Then I thought that I can be a good teacher. So that is how I entered teaching, leaving the legal profession. Uh, and now I know I don't have any regrets. And I have lived my life as a teacher, and I know that how my students in my classroom loved me, and the respect that they show for me even today. So that is the reward that I got, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. The same thing I would advise all my law students, that please listen to your heart, pursue whatever your heart says. That's it.
With this, sir, we'd like to end the very first segment of our podcast. We'll enter into the second segment, and I'd like to put forward the first question. So, sir, a lot of law students look forward to have global opportunities nowadays in many ways. So, sir, what are the initiatives taken by GNLU to cater to this, or for the students of GNLU and other students at large?
Correct. See, what is the kind of global exposure that I can offer to my students at GNLU? I classified it under two heads. One is educational opportunities, students who wish to go abroad for higher education and would want to study in some of the best universities of the world. We try and create a pathway for them by entering into MOUs with very reputed universities across the globe. Name any country, we have some or the other affiliations, so that students can reach out to those universities through our Department of External Relations. Uh, Either after completing this program and go for higher studies, or even during the 5 years of their stay here. Every semester, I see students going on exchange to some of the universities to spend one semester there to see how law is taught there and what new thing that they can learn there. So this is one thing which is regularly happening, and we are trying to constantly work towards affiliating with, associating with various universities. We are trying to increase the number of universities so that the students will have a buffet of options before them when they graduate, to reach out to them, because when we negotiate some kind of an association with universities, we also talk about the kind of scholarships that they can provide for our students because of this relationship, or some kind of reciprocal arrangement. That there are MOUs where we have agreed on a reciprocal arrangement, like when we send students to that university will not charge anything from them, on the condition that when they send their students to us, we will not charge anything to their students. So this is one such arrangement. There are certain universities where they have agreed to give a particular percentage of fee concession to students coming from JNLE. So these are some few examples that I'm suggesting. This is on the one side, one part of global exposure. The second part of global exposure is to find opportunities for our students to go and work abroad. There is a lot more to be done. Now, what we have done is we have started reaching out to our own alumni at multiple places. For example, when I went to Oxford University for a program, and on my return, I had some layover time at London. Then I made use of that opportunity to see that how many alumni I can meet. So fortunately, we sent this request to all our alumni, telling that hey, I'm here in London for the next one day, and if some of you can come, and I'm staying at the Hyde Park area, and if someone wants to come, we will have a cup of coffee together. And interestingly, to my surprise, close to 27 alumni turned up, which was a very big number, which I never expected. So 27 alumni at one city, London, coming together, and they all were very, they were all excited to meet me. And then I posted a nice lunch for all of them. It was afternoon time, so posted a nice lunch for all of them, and we had a lot of interesting stories to share. And the only request that they were all keen to contribute and give something back to the alma mater. And they asked, sir, what do you expect from us? I only said, there is not many expectations. Only one expectations. If 27 of you are already there, if you can take 27 students from GNLU, either for internships or maybe for an assessment internship, or for placing them in your own firms, if you can talk to your seniors in your firm and see that if they can come to GNLU for recruiting our students, so that will be phenomenal, because that will definitely will help our students in exploring global opportunities. So this was a great success, and therefore I followed this model when I went for another program at Dubai. Again, I called all of them to the hotel where I was staying. and many of them came. We had very interesting discussions, knowing each other that what kind of activity they are involved in a foreign jurisdiction, and with the same request that why don't you please help our students, to finding internships in the same firm wherever you are working, and also try and get more and more job opportunities for our students. So this is something I'm trying to do, and I'm constantly in touch with our alumni globally. And now I have requests from many other countries where when they got to know that I could host the alumni for an alumni meeting at London and Dubai, they are now asking that when will you come to New York, Washington, and all these things. Of course, I did not travel exclusively for meeting them. I went for something else, but then I had some time, so I made use of that opportunity to bring in more internship and placement opportunities to our students here. So this is something which we are doing. It's an ongoing process. Yeah, and I'm here for the last 5 years. Out of that 5 years, 2 years we had lost in COVID. Otherwise, the results would have been tremendous. But I'm hoping that in the years to come, we will have very concrete results and a significant internship and placement happening abroad.
Sir, we as a law student have a very different environment in our college as compared to the time when we go outside. So, what are the initiatives taken by GNLU to make sure that the student who is going outside can tackle the situations in the real world?
Yes, see, as long as you are here, we act as your local guardians here. We ensure that not only you get the best of legal education possible, but also we take care of your food, your accommodation, good health care, and all these things, your mental health, everything that we need, we are taking care. Uh, but when you are out of the GNLU system, we would want to still retain this umbilical cord that what is currently connecting the student with the institution. We we have now a very vibrant and active alumni department. We have created a new department called the Department of Alumni Relations, DAR, which is headed by faculty members, which also has very good students who are very actively connecting with it. And we have leveraged the use of technology in connecting with our alumni. So whatever happens in the university, we keep communicating to the alumni so that they don't miss the university. They get to know whatever is happening. So today, in fact, we have a portal called Alma Shines, where all our alumni are there at present, and then instant notification goes to everybody that today JNLU has launched this first podcast series. So this information will go to them and they stay connected. Number one. Number two, what we do is there are many institutions which approached us for positions where if some of their job requirements says that there should be at least 2 years of post qualification experience. So at entry level, of course, firms are coming to the campus and recruiting. But there are certain positions which requires senior level positions. There are institutions which were asking for lawyers with 10 years of experience, 5 years of experience, 2 years of experience. So what we do is we keep circulating this information to our students so that if somebody wants to have a career switch, if somebody wants to leave the present job and migrate to this one, so we keep providing this opportunity and we keep supporting them. We are in touch with even the first batch of students who graduated from us. We take their help in whenever we need them. We don't hesitate to reach out to them. And I'm very proudly saying this that our alumni's love for GNLU is something amazing. So they always want to come back and give back whatever they have acquired from GNLU. And that way, similarly, when we need them, we go to them. When they need us, they always come to us. They ask for LORs if they want to go for higher studies. They ask for some reference letters, recommendation letters when they are applying for jobs elsewhere. I don't think that after graduating from GNLU, we are cut off. We still are connected, and connected in a more informal way, so that we can reach out to each other for anything that what we want. So that way, we have a very healthy relationship with our alumni. I'm sure that alumni are extremely proud of we are staying in touch with GNLU, and we are also very rigorously connecting, taking steps to connect with our alumni. You can see the Alumni Friends portal. Almost 98% of the alumni are already members of that group, and you find very interesting conversations happening on that portal. So that is how we wish to continue our services, support, whatever is to the is required for our students even after graduating, which we are doing it, and we will continue to.
As we're talking about university and students, sir, I'd like to ask you, was there any one instance when the feedback of any student changed a major policy of GNLU or any other thing related to that?
There are multiple instances. I love to learn from students, what they feel about the institution and what uh, they think that an institution can do for their betterment. So I keep interacting with a lot of students in batches and even individually. So one such occasion was one student came and she was talking about her passion to teach. But then she was in the fourth year when she met me. She said that I feel that I can be given an opportunity to go and teach along with some teachers. So I thought that when teacher is already teaching in the class, that what the student is going to do. So therefore, what I did was I strengthened the academic support program which was already there in the university. So I breathed in a new life into that and gave an impetus to that academic support program uh, in actively empaneling senior students who are interested in going and delivering lectures to the junior students. So instead of it happening now and then, here and there, as a one-time initiative or a one-time an effort, I regularized it. So now, the ASP parallelly runs classes on various subjects after the class hours. You can see that ASP is continuously interacting with the junior batch of students, even on certain things which teachers don't discuss in the classroom. On how do you write an assignment, how do you prepare for the examination, how do you how do you uh, like say prepare and submit an assignment, how do you research. There are a lot of other initiatives that the ASP has now created, and now it is institutionalized. Now, because I thought that these kids who are working pro bono, because I know that for delivering 1 hour of lecture, they should have prepared at least for 3-4 hours before delivering this lecture and interacting with the students. Wanted to compensate a little. So we implemented a policy of financially also rewarding them by giving them 500 rupees per lecture, which is, of course, it's not to the money which can compensate for their work and the time, but it's a small incentive which they can use it as a pocket money, at least that they don't need to go to their parents asking for pocket money for their meeting their personal expenses. So this is something which we institutionalized. Now you see that the number of EASP sessions which is happening, it's as equal to the number of sessions teachers are holding. So that is one thing which, of course, I got this idea from a student who told me. Likewise, when some students came and said that, sir, this capital markets is a subject which is not sufficiently taught in law schools. Of course, we are exposed to that, but when we join a corporate law firm, this is the large part of work that we are doing. But they said that we feel that in college we are not adequately equipped with knowledge in capital markets law and securities law and all those things. So that is how we reached out to our alumni who was working with Ketan and company, and then he was keen in supporting his university as an alumni. So he discussed it with some of his seniors. So his seniors actually liked this idea, supported him, and then we curated a course to be offered for 1 week, and then it was extended to 2 weeks. And then we thought that same thing, the problems that what our students are facing here is happening almost everywhere, especially students studying in smaller law schools in tier 2, tier 3 cities, where they do not have exposure to capital markets and the securities law. So I felt that they should also be getting this benefit. Therefore, we opened up that advanced certificate course to everyone in the country. And today you must have seen, during last week, we had a representation from 35 universities coming from all over the country, and getting benefit of being taught by at least 15 partners of law, the Kaitan company, where they're all with expertise in capital markets. Their entire capital markets team was here sharing that. So this is how I thought that we can connect the classroom to the courtroom by bringing in lawyers who can speak and share their experiences in the classroom. Similarly, connecting the classroom to the boardroom by bringing the corporates to come talk to our students, expose them to the life in the corporate sector. So this is again an idea which came from a student, which we just blew it up, and then now it is. These are some of the successful models that we are doing, and I can give many experiences. So for want of time, I'll stop with this.
Sir, so we as law student would like to know from your experience that what are a few common mistakes that one should avoid in their law schools?
Yeah, one major common mistake as a teacher, what I will say is, please do not get lazy. Uh, yeah, being lazy for a day in a week is okay, but uh, yeah, being lazy all the time is not a good thing. So try to learn to work hard when you are in the law school. Number one. Number two, second thing is over reliance on technology. I could see that now many students have even lost the habit of writing because they are good at typing on their mobile keypads and in the other electronic gadgets. So this habit of the writing has come down. Of course, you are all reading, if not from the physical copies of books, but on internet resources. But you can use, of course, now the AI based tools like OpenAI, ChatGPT, or DeepSeek, or whatever it is. But then you should use it responsibility to see that how you use it and all those things. So that is something which we'll have to do. One thing that I would want to specifically make use of this opportunity to tell my students is, please, please, please sleep at time. Sleeping is also an essential part of human activity. I could see that the students at GNLU sleep very less, and they are involved in a lot of activities. I can see very active student activities until 2 a.m. in the night, and next day morning 9 o'clock they are expected to be in the classroom, and which they are. That's why I am surprised that till 2 a.m. they are here, and next day morning 9 a.m. they are in the classroom. How is that possible? Because that will seriously affect your physical and the mental well-being. So that is one thing that I will advise students, that have a good sleep, minimum 8 hours of sleep. If not 8 hours, 7 hours at least you should sleep, which is very, very essential for you to grow as a healthy citizen so that you can stay healthy, stay fit to achieve whatever you want to achieve in AI.
That was a great piece of advice, sir. Also, sir, would you like to give any message to law students across the country, not just GNLU, general law students who are preparing for examination or are currently a law student?
I will only want to repeat that this profession is a gold mine. Legal profession is a gold mine, and you will definitely hit gold only when you are prepared to dig deep. Not digging something here, digging something there, digging something there. That way you will not hit the gold. If you want to hit the gold, dig deeper. Work hard, work, plan your pathway correctly, progress in that direction, do everything possible to ensure that you hit the goal. If you stay focused, I think nothing can stop.
All right, last, sir, if you would like to say a few words for GNLU Obiter, the law podcast.
Oh, this is such a fantastic initiative where, I had it as a casual idea that I should start a YouTube channel and start talking about my experiences. And then I have seen some of our law university vice chancellors, like Professor Faizan Mustafa, has a very good YouTube channel where he keeps discussing latest cases, trends in law, and all these things. So inspired by him, I thought that I should also set up a YouTube channel for communicating a lot of new things for people who do not have access to good legal knowledge. But this initiative is fantastic. I must appreciate the GNLU Obiter team for coming out with this podcast. I wish that this podcast comes very regularly with the diverse kind of people sharing their experiences, which I am sure will make legal information available, accessible uh, to everyone in the country. And especially currently, the kind of divide I see, even in legal education, because legal education today is offered at multiple levels. You have national law universities, you have central universities, you have state universities, you have private universities, you have private law colleges, you have government law colleges, each having their own challenges. And depending on the city where these colleges are located, so there is no equality in terms of transmission of legal knowledge to the minds of students. I think this platform will bring in that equal platform, which will make legal information, legal knowledge accessible for anyone who have access to technology. They don't need to pay anything. They need to only spend the time, watch the podcast. They will have the experience of listening to wonderful, experienced people who can share their experiences, where they can impart knowledge. Because this is what I personally believe. Listen to a scholar for 1 hour. It is almost like reading one book. Because when a scholar with rich experience, he shares his experiences, then what more you want? It is better than even sitting and reading a law book. So this is a fantastic initiative. I must appreciate my GNLU Obiter student team. I'm extremely proud of this new initiative. This is, you asked about what a student can, any advice a student has given which you want to which you want to implement. This is an idea which has come from the students. This is a fantastic idea, which when Professor Fakiresh came and for the first time when he said this, I did not even discuss anything with him. I said, "This is fantastic initiative. Let's you call the students. Let me listen to them and understand what they actually want to do." And when I met your team and I met Mr. Shah, I was quite impressed. I think this is the need of the hour, and I think we will be doing justice. Because as
Okay.
I say, that from the preamble of the Constitution, we, the people of India, has the responsibility of securing justice, liberty, equality. It's just in doing justice is not only the responsibility of the judiciary, are not only the responsibility of other organs like legislature or executive. It is our own individual responsibility which we have taken unto ourselves. You can read the preamble. That's what we says. And this is one such initiative taking appropriate legal knowledge to the common man and to anyone who is in need of knowledge. Now, because of this technology, it will be available, accessible. I wish that this platform will stay free with no subscription whatsoever. And even if whatever financials are involved in running this as a university, we will be very, very happy to support so that you don't charge the reader or the listener anything for this legal knowledge. And this is my request to all of you. I'm extremely proud of you guys. This is such a fantastic initiative. Again, I'm sure that it will bring a lot of laurels to GNLU as a university. Thank you.
With this, sir, I'd like to conclude the podcast for today. It was really great having you on the band. Thank you so much. We really look forward to have further conversation with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.